Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ma. Okay. So my presentation is about ambient IoT. So the name is not just the name itself. This is the name of the study item in 3GPP release 19. So here ambient means the energy source is not from the IoT device itself. The energy comes from the ambience. So I think this is why the name ambient IoT comes from. Okay. So thanks to the previous speakers, so I can maybe to simplify my presentation a little bit. So the motivation is quite straightforward. So we already have a message MTC is one of the very important use case for 5G, and we have a narrowband IoT and RedCap and have been specified in 3GPP before, but we still have many more use cases are not covered so far. Like under extreme conditions, like for example high pressure, extremely high or low temperature and humidity, and in these places where very low, ultra low cost, very small form factor, and maintenance free is very important factor to consider, especially where the battery. The need to replace the battery, so the cost will be very high, much higher than the cost of the device itself. And also in some conditions, ultra long life cycle are required. So for this use cases, ambient IoT provides a very promising scheme to fulfill the unmet requirements. And for just like I said, ambient IoT tags and all devices, and here I use tag to represent the very large percentage of the ambient IoT devices, since they are probably many of the devices will be in the form factor of a tag, a little bit like the RFID tags. So they are battery free and use energy harvested from radio waves. So we know since we are radio, so we are wireless industry, so we don't talk about light energy or the thermal energy or maybe energy from the vibration movement. So energy harvested from radio waves is very important. So they will be complementary to existing as the 3GPP IoT technologies. That's just like my colleague from Huawei said, we are in the 3GPP standardization early phase of a study item. Yeah. So the solution for this challenging new scenarios is ambient IoT. So this is a very new type of IoT devices powered by ambient power. And ambient IoT has following very good distinguished characteristics like maintenance free due to their batteries, no need to replace battery. Their ultra low cost, complexity, and small size and long life cycle. Probably more than 10 years of lifespan is possible if we choose the right design. They can be used for the following use cases like identification, sensor data collection, positioning, and actuation. And from our perspective, the ambient IoT is positioned between RFID and existing 3GPP IoT technologies like the narrowband IoT. So we can have a very brief comparison between these different categories of technologies, like the coverage. So ambient IoT probably provide coverage much larger than RFID, much smaller than the narrowband IoT, but still quite attractive, like 30 meter, 10 meter to 30 meter, power, or maybe up to 200 meters if we use other type of ambient IoT power source. And for technologies, we have two main technology categories like backscattering, which has been already massively used by RFID, and we are also be able to provide active transmission. We'll be using very ultra low power receiver and transmitter. So this is I think the differentiation between the ambient IoT and RFID. Since by utilizing active transmission technology, devices like the device type 2 mentioned by the previous speaker will be able to use probably different waveform on different modulation or even different frequency than maybe the transmitter or the power. We normally use the word energizer to describe a device that provides energy to the ambient IoT devices. So the power consumption is normally below 1 milliwatts, and device cost maybe a little bit higher than RFID devices, but still much lower than another 3GPP MTC technology. Okay. So standardization is ongoing within 3GPP, and one standard item in Ambient IoT was approved in 3GPP SA and in February 2022, and now it's already completed. I should update this. And for run level, so the run level study item was approved in very early in September 2022, and for now the recent progress is in the last December. So I should update it. Last December in the run plenary, and also SA plenary. Two new study items on this was approved in the very latest plenary meetings of 3GPP. And now the study on solution and architecture support for ambient IoT in an arm. So there are basically three types of ambient IoT devices, but for now, they used to be called type 1, 2, and 1 and 2. Now they'll be called type 1 and type 2A and type 2B. Now type 2 is will support active transmission, just as I mentioned, and the bandwidth one very the attractive band supporting band carrier is around 800 to 900 megahertz band. Because this spectrum frequency will be very good to the propagation characteristics, and the propagation loss is small enough to support a large coverage. And the use cases I will describe a little bit later, like logistics, warehouses, and also smart home usage. So we believe that as a device vendor, we believe ambient IoT technology is also very useful for smart home use case. Like they can be used in the following applications, like asset management, if you are to find maybe some home belongings. For example, this is quite common for users to just forget where they put their precious assets. And if we attack, for example, to your jewelry, or for maybe a more common case to your passport or other certifications, other IDs, that if you are just in the case, you forget where the whereabouts of this assets, you just turn on your smartphone, and you just turn on smartphone, and you will be able to search and locate where is your asset. This is one very attractive application. And other applications like home environment monitoring, if you can attach large numbers of maybe the ambient IoT devices integrated with sensors to monitor temperature, humidity, and other gas leakage, maybe, and also other kind of environment parameters. So the requirements will be a very low complexity, a small size, and service life, at a position coverage maybe up to 10 meters, and positioning if desirable to be maybe 1 meter to 3 meter, or even less, more accurate. So another use case is about indoor positioning. So currently there's no effective technique for indoor positioning. Actually, there are some technologies like UWB and other Bluetooth positioning technology, but the requirements are relatively high. We need to put anchor points in predefined positions to identify position of the accurate position of certain objectives in indoor environment. So if the ambient IoT devices they're cheap enough, the cost is very inexpensive. So we will be able to put a large number of ambient IoT devices as reference tags in known positions, like a car park or shopping center or manufacturing and logistics. So this could provide maybe a relatively cheaper and more manageable way for indoor positioning, and provide maybe a sufficiently satisfactory accuracy for indoor positioning applications. So other use cases, since the previous speaker has introduced a lot, so I will just just introduce briefly, like the intralogistics, so in the warehouses, like automatic inventory management and accuracy and positioning, and warehousing. A lot of maybe we will be able to put one tag on each package or on each pallet of goods stored in a warehouse to realize the identification and to monitor the flow of the logistics, the flow of the inventory. And also, we're quite similar use case technology can be applied to scenarios like cold chain transportation and industrial wireless sensor network. So they can all be the use cases of this ambient IoT technology. So we, OPPO, as a UE vendor, we have been actively contributing to ambient IoT technology and standardization. So back in 2021, we already started proposing ambient IoT technology to 3GPP, and we started a study item in run level, and we have also studied and initiated the study item in SA1 level. We have made a series of demonstrations both in MWC and in-house. So we have been, I think this technology has been, I think the Time magazine also considered this ambient IoT technology a very good innovation, especially to be environmental friendly and things to reduce the cost and maintenance, also reduce the potentially very high pollution caused by the large number of the IoT devices. So that's the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening.